tonight. We are live from Estero, Florida. It's the home of the 2015 Gulf Coast Showcase. It's the fourth and final game of the first round, pitting the Weber State Wildcats against the Chippewas of Central Michigan University. Hello again, everyone. I'm Steve Klauke, joined as always on the road by Paul Pruitt. Paul, interesting to come to Southwest Florida and get a chance to see some new competition for the Wildcats.
It is, Steve. You can definitely see some teams from across the country here. It's one of the best mid-major tournaments that you'll find in the preseason, and neat to see a team from Central Michigan. You got some really good teams here. Murray State's done some great things in the NCAA tournament in the past. Drake is here. Western Kentucky's done some things. So it's a very talented field, and Coach Ray mentioned in the pregame show how he's very excited to be able to be in a tournament. He had the Virgin Islands tournament last year, and now you have this one this year, and it's a great opportunity to play 3 games in 3 days.
Absolutely. Again, Central Michigan picked by the prognosticators to win the Mid-American Conference Championship, but they're a little bit short-handed as a couple of their key people are out, and so they may be a little bit short-handed. Again, we mentioned at the outset, this is a team that likes to run players in and out, but are unable to do so because they really only play 7 players. They're all 2-time All-Mid-American Conference honoree Chris Fowler, in the team captain on this club, out with an injury right now, so that's a big loss for them, but this is still a talented team that still has in its lineup tonight 4 out of their 5 starters from a year ago when they went and won 23 games and lost only 9. That was a 13-win improvement over the year before.
Well, again, it's a talented team, comes from a good conference, and the Wildcats are going to have their hands full, and there's no question about it. And that's what you want. You know, we've talked so many times about scheduling, how it's hard to get home games. And so you get an opportunity to play with some mid-major teams in a tournament like this, and it's a great possibility, great opportunity again to play some of those teams.
Absolutely. So the Wildcats and the Chippewas about to be introduced here on the floor at the Germain Arena, the home of the ECHL's Florida Everblades. Still say it's one of the great names.
That's a pretty good nickname for a hockey team in this area, not far from the Everglades. Absolutely.
They had a chance to drive through those today. That's always an interesting drive across.
Alligator Alley?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Didn't see any, though, which is probably a good thing.
Well, not to rub it in back to the people back in Ogden, but nice 75 degrees today, a little slight breeze. It's a beautiful day here in Southwest Florida.
Exactly, and so a nice contingency of Wildcat fans dressed in purple across the way, right behind the team bench.
Yeah, there are quite a few parents and family members of some players that have made the trip down here. A few other boosters. President White is here as well, who I think you'll talk to at halftime today.
Absolutely.
President Chuck White. So great to have some contingents of Wildcat fans here and supporters. And here go the Hoosiers music to tip it off here. I like it.
Wildcats in their road purples tonight with the white numerals and lettering trimmed in gray. The white stripes along the sides of the jerseys and the shorts. Chippewas come out in their home whites with the maroon or burgundy numerals and lettering trimmed in gold. Wildcats will be moving from our left to our right as we get set to start it off. Our officials, veteran Ted Valentine, along with Terry Moore and Steve Skiles. Valentine will toss it up, and the tip controlled by Luke Meyer for Central Michigan. So the Chippewas get the sphere first. Rayshawn Simmons, their leading scorer, has it in the front court. Goes it left side, Simons. They'll swing it around to the Rayson. Now out top, they go to the right wing. Foul line extended right. It's Rayshawn Simmons. He'll drive the lane, throws up a 10-foot runner. Rimming good, and they're going to count the basket and call, no, they're going to say offensive foul against Rayshawn Simmons. Wave off the hoop.
Nice way to start. Simmons, one of their top players, obviously, and picks up the foul, and Jeremy Senglin there draws it.
So Senglin to inbound after taking the charge. And he'll play it into McKay Cannon.
Saw Cannon start the other night for the first time. Played well against Antelope Valley. Back in their starting lineup once again.
Pushes it quickly up the right side. Now dribbles back between the circles. First possession for the Wildcats. Bounce pass right elbow. Braxton hands to Senglin. Jeremy backs to the top of the arc. Swings it left side, and Cannon. Bounce down low left for Ballenboy. Joel double team. Runs it out to the left corner. 7 to shoot. In trouble. Splits the double team. Throws it right side. Baker with the fake and fire off the heel of the hoop, no good. Rebound battle for Bollenboy on the floor to get it. Cannon had it, lost it. Ball still loose. Cannon dives on it, gives it to Bollenboy. Jump pass back to Cannon, left wing. Singlen swings it right for Baker. Now it's Bollenboy, right wing, 16-footer, good. Joel Bollenboy gets the basket after a lot of floor burns from his teammates and a few for himself.
Yeah, he and McKay Cannon both fighting for that ball. Great ball movement there by the Wildcats, too, and a nice jumper for Joel.
Simons out between the rings. Now it's Braylon racing for the Chippewas. Out beyond the arc, shoots a three over Cannon, around and out. Braxton rips down the rebound for the Wildcats. Gives it up to Singlen. Singlen bounce pass to Baker on the right wing, returns it to Jeremy. Out top Braxton, he'll swing it left side and Cannon. Bollenboy out to set the screen, they don't use it. Singlen, foul line extended right, out top Baker, left side Cannon, lob down low left for Bollenboy. Joel squares up, now backs in, left to right across the lane, all the way to the hoop, gets hammered. It'll be a foul on John Simons of Central Michigan, his first, and that's the second team foul on the Chippewas. So Bollenboy will go to the line to shoot two. Joel so far this year, 13 of 23 from the stripe.
Well, and how about 3 double-doubles in 3 games? Really pretty impressive. 16.7 points and 11 rebounds per game, 3 for 3 on double-doubles. And he's had 31 in his career.
Well, you've talked about it before. 52 out of 100 games played, he has rebounded 10 or more.
We have quite a few NBA scouts that have come down here to make the trip to, certainly to watch him among others, but I'm sure they're keeping their eye on Joel.
Joel 1 for 2, made the first, missed the second. Here come the Chippewas with the Wildcats leading 3-0. Simmons out near midcourt, picked up by Singlen. Throws it left side and Racem. Racem left to right around a Myers screen. Now passes to Stewart on the right wing. His three-pointer's too strong. Rebound tipped and controlled by Bollenboy. Up the right side for Cannon. McKay into the front court. To the trailer, Bollenboy launches the three. Off the bracket, no good. The rebound cleared by Stewart for Central Michigan. He'll hand it off to Rayshawn Simmons along the right sideline at the hash mark. Gives it up to Meyer between the circles. Chest pass to the right side. Simons squares up for a three and hits it. John Simons knocks down the tray, and we're tied at 3. Simons now 4 of 9 from three-point range on the season. Baker's bounce pass, and Singlen gets run over from behind by Simons. And the leading rebounder for the Chippewas will have to go to the bench with his second foul.
And we saw kind of the three-quarters press there as well, and forced Central Michigan into the foul there against Singlen.
So it'll be sideline front court inbound for Baker. He'll give it to McKay Cannon. Baker chest pass to the left side and Singlen. Jeremy left to right around a Bollenboy screen. Fires it to Baker, drives the right base, shoves it underneath. It's tipped away, but McKay Cannon comes up with it. Now bounces to Bollenboy inside, left to right across the lane. Triple team, gets fouled. And so Joel will find himself back at the line to shoot two.
That's something he's been able to do very well also the last year or two of his career, been able to get to the foul line and get some free throws, and is a good free throw shooter as well.
So Bollenboy getting set to toe the line. 1 for 2 in his first trip to the stripe tonight. Pushes the first one off the front iron, off the glass and in. He's got 4. The Wildcats regain the lead at 4-3 as Josh Kozinski comes in now for Central Michigan, a 6'4" sophomore from Edwardsburg, Michigan, averaging 6 points and 4.5 rebounds per game. Bollenboy drains the second. He's got 5, and it's Joel 5, Central Michigan 3.
That's 4 fouls for the Chippewas and none so far for the Wildcats.
Into the front court, Racem. Now Meyer, left corner 3, rattles the iron, rebound tipped and controlled and followed up and in by Deron Scott, who's in for Central Michigan, and we're even at 5.
And again, the Chippewas in a press.
Baker up the left side as the Chippewas drop back. Holding, hook pass to Bollenboy in the left elbow. He'll drive all the way to the basket, throw up a wild shot, and they're going to call him for a walk. Turnover on the Wildcats, and so it'll be Central Michigan basketball, and they have a chance now for their first lead. It'll be Rayshawn Simmons to walk it up. Had 30 points in their season opener against Jacksonville State. Rayson left to right, down the right side of the lane, all the way to the hoop, scoops it up, rolls the iron, no. Tip try by Scott, no good, and he's over the back of Bollenboy to do so. And so Deron Scott picks up his first. That is the 5th team foul already on Central Michigan.
And no foul so far for the Wildcats here in just under 4 minutes.
Game tied at 5, 16-14 remaining here in the first half. The winner plays Drake tomorrow, 6:30 Mountain Time. The loser will play Western Kentucky at 12:30 Mountain Time. Baker out beyond the arc, fires it to the right side. Senglin fakes, bounce pass left side for Baker. Baker on the drive, shoots a runner over Meyer. No, Bollenboy with a one-hand jam on the follow.
What a follow for Joel, all 7 points for the Wildcats.
7-5, Bollenboy with the lead over Central Michigan. Simmons runs it to the right side, and now we got a whistle and a hold on Cannon off the ball as Rayson was trying to flash out. And so, no, they are going to call it on Rayson. That's going to be his first foul. It sure looked like they were going to call it on Cannon, who couldn't believe it, and either that's the way the call was going to go or he sold it really well. Either way, it'll be Wildcat ball when we come back. 15:37 remaining here in the first half. Wildcats 7, Central Michigan 5. You're listening to Weber State Basketball on 1430 KLO. And it'll be McKay Cannon bringing into the front court. Flips it over to Baker on the left side, into the left corner, and Senglin. Jeremy out top to Baker, swings it to the right side in Cannon. McKay on the drive, into the lane, all the way to the hoop, lays it up, no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by Stewart for Central Michigan. Back come the Chippewas from right to left. It's Simmons into the front court. Simmons picked up by Cannon, drives, drops it off right side. Simons on the fake. Now cross-court pass left side, knocked away out of bounds. Touched last by Senglin, who stepped in front of the pass. And so it'll be Central Michigan basketball. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Simmons to inbound, left sideline of the front court. So it'll be Simmons now with the ball, picked up by Cannon. Simmons runs it to the right side, foul line extended. Now the alley-oop inside for Simons, and he stepped down the end line as he made the catch. So another turnover on Central Michigan. That'll be their third, and it'll be Wildcat basketball. So the Wildcats with the ball and a 7-5 lead. Just under 15 minutes remaining here in this first half. Senglin to the top of the arc. 3-ball over Stewart, around and out. Rebound controlled by Scott. Now back come the Chippewas, down by 2. Rayshawn Simmons into the front court, throws it into the right corner. 3-ball on the way from Kozinski is short, but the Chippewas get the offensive rebound and reload. Simmons along the right sideline, right to left around a Scott screen. Kicks it to the left side, and Stewart back to the top of the key, swings it left for Simons. 3-ball over Bollenboy, no good. Rebound tipped out long, and Simmons has it for Central Michigan. Now Kozinski for 3, nothing but net. Josh Kozinski with his first 3, and Central Michigan with its first lead at 8-7. Cannon with a hip-high right-hand dribble, switches to the left. Now chest pass to the left side, and Baker. Right side, Singleton. Jeremy to the right sideline, and Cannon. McKay, bounce pass to the foul line, and Bollenboy. Joel backs out, shoots an 18-footer, off to the left, no good. Rebound cleared by Stewart for Central Michigan. Simmons will push it up. Bounce pass to Simons. Simons leans in and gets fouled. Got Braxton into the air, and Zach came down on top of Simons, who was attempting a three, and so 3 free throws coming for the 6'8 senior from Cadillac, Michigan. Simons so far this year, just 5 of 7 from the line. Third team All Mid-American Conference selection last year, also on the All MAC tournament team. First free throw is good. He'll get 2 more as he was fouled trying to attempt three-pointers. The free throw is good. Central Michigan leads by 2. Second one on the way is good. So Simons now with 5 points. One more coming as first substitutions now for the Wildcats. Cody John checks in, the 6'3 freshman from Toronto originally, although he played his high school basketball at Wasatch Academy, as he had his red shirt lifted and is now on the floor. Kendall Hill is also checked in for the Wildcats as well. Baker throws it right side for Cody John. Now out near midcourt at Singleton. To Baker on the left side, out top John. John left to right around a Hill screen, bounces down low for Bollenboy. Skip pass to the left side in Singleton. Now Baker lobs inside for Hill over his head, picked off by Simons for Central Michigan. Now it's Simmons to the right wing. Simmons picks up the dribble, kicks it out to Simons, back to Simmons. Simmons throws it back to Simons on the right wing. Hill on top of him. Now he'll drive on Hill, leans in, 8-footer for the right base, no. Tip try won't fall. Loose ball on the floor. Baker had it, lost it. Now it's picked up by Bollenboy for the Wildcats. Gives it up to Singleton. Weber State down 3, 10-7. 12:45 on a turning clock left to play here in the first half. Baker on the drive after faking the three, way off the mark with the layup try, but it was because he was fouled, and so Dusty Baker will go to the line to shoot 2. Josh Kozinski with the foul. That'll be his first, and that is the 7th team foul already on Central Michigan. So at the line, it's Dusty Baker makes the first. His first point by a Wildcat other than Joel Bollenboy. Dusty now 10 for 11 for the foul line. On the season, that is, and Baker's second one, he'll eye it and buy it. So Dusty Baker knocks them both down, and the Wildcats are back to within 1 at 10-9. And so it'll be Rayshawn Simmons to walk it up. Simmons, foul line extended right out top Simons. Flips it to the left side, and Kozinski. Now it's back out to Simmons at midcourt. Shanglin picks him up defensively. Simmons, top of the arc, now hands right side for Rayson. Rayson walks it out near midcourt to set it up. Rayson pulls up, jump pass to the right corner. 3 ball on the way. Simmons, and getting a piece of it and knocking it over the sideline that time was Cody John. So John with the block, and now 2 seconds on the shot clock for Central Michigan as they'll inbound from the right corner. Rayshawn Simmons to trigger. He'll throw it out long, and we got a whistle. And a foul on the inbounds against one of the Wildcats. It's going to be on Rashad Gittens, who is checked in. The 6'4 junior from Tempe, averaging 6.7 points per ball game. So that'll give Central Michigan now a fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Looking to inbound. Plays it into the right corner. It's Rayson. Rayson will dribble it out to set it up. Gittens will pick him up. 10-9 Central Michigan. 12 minutes left to play here in the first half. Simmons out between the rings. Throws it to Simons at the top of the arc. Picks up the dribble. Throws it left side. Kozinski. Simons fakes the three. Drives to the foul line. Kicks it left. Kozinski left open for 3, and he drains it. Josh Kozinski with his second tray. He's got 6 points, and now Central Michigan out to its biggest lead at 13-9. Sanglen into the forecourt, gives it to Gittens, out top for John. Cody John dribbles right of the lane, pulls up, throws it out top to Hill, swings left to Gittens, back to Hill. Kendall for 3, too strong. Rebound cleared by Rayson for the Chippewas. Back comes Central Michigan from right to left. Racing on the drive, coast to coast, all the way to the hoop. Had it knocked away. Rashad Gittens has it. He'll try to go coast to coast and lose the ball off his fingertips over the end line as Simons came back to get a piece of it as well. But it was touched last by Rashad. It'll be Central Michigan basketball when we come back. 11:15 remaining in the first half. It's Central Michigan 13, the Wildcats 9. You're listening to Weber State basketball on 1430 KLO.
29th in Washington is now selling cars you can rely on. If you're looking for that reliable car, try.
Land. And so it'll be Chippewa ball leading by 4, and it's Simmons up the left side into the front court. Back to Kuczynski between the rings. He'll give it up to Simmons. Simmons will walk it to the right sideline. Gives it back into the middle for Rayson. Rayson looked to the left corner, couldn't get it there. Kuczynski has it back to Rayson, right side Simmons. 7 to shoot. Rayson, foul line extended left, picks up the dribble, 4 to shoot. Simmons now on the drive. We got a whistle and a hold, and for the second possession in a row, the Chippewas have been bailed out of a shot clock violation by a late foul on the Wildcats. That is the third team foul on the Wildcats, as that one was charged to Jeremy Senglin, his first individually. Wildcats offensively at the other end has made just one of their last 7 field goal attempts. So that'll be Simmons. Skip pass to the left corner, and Kuczynski sends it back out to Rayson. Out top, long 3 from Simmons, good. Rayshawn Simmons from a couple of steps beyond the arc knocks it down, and the Chippewas lead by 7.
That's 4 3-pointers for Central Michigan, and that was a deep one, as you said.
Wildcats on the short end of a 6-0 run right now. Gittens out top for John. Left corner, Senglin for 3. Jeremy too strong. Long rebound to Simmons. He turns it around the other way. He'll flip it behind his back to Meyer. Or rather, Simons fakes the 3, picked up by Kuczynski. Now it's Simmons on the drive all the way to the hoop. Bollenboy the block, and he gets the rebound as well. Ahead for Senglin. Jeremy, left side for John. Cody John all the way to the hoop, lays it in. Nice strong move to the basket by Cody John. Wildcats needed that one, they're down 5. Rayson left wing 3 over John, no. Rebound tip won't fall. Simons the offensive rebound. He is fouled by Hill going up. So the foul on Kendall, that'll be his first, 4th team foul on the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was a really nice move there by Cody John a moment ago, going all the way in there deep and put it up strong. Had 8 points the other night in his first game of his career after coming off the red shirt.
And it all started with a block by Bollenboy at the other end, his 7th of the year. He, of course, the Wildcats' all-time leader in block shots. Simons knocks down the first free throw. He has 6. Senglin out. McKay Cannon back in for Weber State. Deron Scott back into the lineup for Central Michigan along with Austin Stewart.
Jeremy Senglin 0 for 2. He's got to get going. The Wildcats' leading scorer has yet to score tonight.
Simons knocks them both down. He's got 7. Again, playing with 2 fouls. 9:35 and counting left to play in the first half, and it's back to a 7-point Chippewa lead. Cannon into the forecourt between the circles. Chest pass to the left side, and Gittens out top to John. John swings it to the right side, and Cannon between the rings. Gittens. Gittens on the drive to the right elbow. Pulls up for the jumper. Too strong again. Simmons the rebound. Back comes Central Michigan. Simmons right down the middle of the floor. Pulls up and sets it up. Top of the arc, Simons. Hands to Simmons.
That's a mouthful already. Yeah.
Hook pass back to Simons. Another long 3 and another make. John Simons now with 10. Timeout Wildcats. And none of these 3-pointers that Central Michigan has made have been close to having the toe on the line.
Yeah, that, what are they, 5 of 12 now from three-point land already here halfway through the first half. And you're right, they have been deep. And meanwhile, the Wildcats are 0 for 5 from three-pointers.
Just a reminder, Weber State basketball brought to you by the Wildcat stores. New year, new gear. Visit the new Wildcat store on the main concourse of the D Event Center by Portal 8.
Wildcats have missed 8 of their last 10 shots here, Steve, and really kind of gone cold the last few minutes. Just 3 of 12, 25% from the field, while the Chippewas have made 6 field goals and 5 of them are three-pointers.
And Joel Bollenboy with 7 of the 11 points for the Wildcats. It might behoove the Wildcats to try to take advantage of Simons and his 2 fouls and try to get him to pick up a third by going right at him.
Yeah, especially when he has got 10 points already.
Cody John has it high left, dribbles to the top of the arc. He'll shoot a 3, around and out. Rebound cleared by Scott for Central Michigan. Wildcats as cold as the ice underneath this floor. Simmons in the lane, kicks it out to Rayson. Pulls up in the paint, 12-footer on the way, short. Rebound cleared by Bollenboy for the Wildcats. That's already his 7th rebound. At the other end, Hill on the fast break, lays it in. Kendall Hill gets on the board for the first time, and the Wildcats are back to within 8. Turn that one around in a hurry. So now it's Simmons. Simons looks for the lob, can't get it to him. Now Scott down low, spins on Bollenboy. His 8-footer no good. Another rebound for Joel. Gives it up to Cannon. McKay down the middle of the floor. Stops, waits for Bollenboy, the trailer. Hook pass to the left side. Cannon open for 3. No. Rebound out long to Rayson. Wildcats now 0 for 6 from three-point range. Make that 0 for 7. 7:35 and ticking left to play here in the first half. Wildcats down by 8, 21-13. Wide left, Stewart against Gittens. Back to the top of the arc, drives down the lane, has it poked away. Touched last by Rashad, they say. And not Stewart, so it'll be Chippewa ball, left baseline with 7 on the shot clock. Dusty Baker checks in. He'll come into play when we come back. 7:23 left to play here in the first half. Wildcats trailing Central Michigan 21-13. You're listening to Weber State basketball on 1430 KLO.
Make your business amazing with the amazing Rewards for Business Visa credit card from Zions Bank. Anything you buy for your business can be your reward. That means you're empowered to invest your rewards your way. Apply today and earn 25,000 points when you spend 25.
Half, Wildcats trailing by 8, 21-13. Love your Chevy, love your dealership. John Watson Chevrolet, 3535 Wall Avenue, Ogden, or visit johnwatsonchevrolet.com. Wildcats back home on December 1st when they take on Pacific Union College. That'll be a week from tomorrow at 7 p.m. So it'll be Simmons to inbound, left baseline of the front court. Plays it into the corner in Simons, who hands back to Simmons. Simmons left to right, into the lane, all the way to the hoop. Bollenboy got a piece of it, but it's slammed back down. A two-hand jam for Deron Scott, and it's a 10-point Chippewa lead.
And the Chippewas out-rebounding the Wildcats 15-9 as well.
So now Cannon through the center circle, angles to the left, hands there to Dusty Baker. Baker into the right corner and Hill, back out to Baker. Baker to the foul line, left of the lane, all the way to the hoop, floats it up, no. Bollenboy gets it right of the lane. Turnaround 8-footer, good. Joel Bollenboy on the board again. He's got 9. And once again, Weber State's back to within 8.
Great game so far by Joel. The really only bright spot so far for the Wildcats. 9 points, 9 rebounds, 9 points, 9 rebounds.
Already just 1 rebound, 1 point shy of a 4th straight double-double. Right wing, Simons, cross court, left side, Rayson. Rayson drives and a hand check to be called on McKay Cannon. That'll be his first and the 5th team foul on the Wildcats here in the first half. Substitution, Josh Kozinski back into the Central Michigan lineup for Austin Stewart. Again, the winner of this game will play Drake. 6:30 Mountain Time tomorrow. The loser will play Western Kentucky. 12:30 in the afternoon Mountain Time. Simmons to inbound, slaps, motion begins, bounces it inside, almost throw it away, and he does. Diving effort by Rayson along the far sideline, couldn't come up with it. And for the Chippewas, a turnover, that's their 5th. Now a chance for the Wildcats to get it under an 8-point deficit. Into the forecourt, Cannon. Gives it up to John. John left to right around a Hill screen. Jump pass out top to Hill. Swings it left Baker. Fakes the 3. Goes out top to Hill. Lobs inside for Bollenboy. Got behind the defense. They're going to call a foul on Simons, I believe, on the hold, and that would be his 3rd.
I think that's before the shot. The bucket won't count, but
I think at this point, Central Michigan would just as soon give Bollenboy the basket and avoid the 3rd foul on Simons.
Exactly. And here comes Jawan Williams checking in for the Wildcats, who also came off his red shirt and played for the first time the other night.
3 points, 1 rebound. So Bollenboy back to the line where he's 3 for 4. 1-and-1 opportunities. Again, he was not fouled in the active shooting. So he'll push the first one up. He'll get 1 more as he makes it 10 points now for Joel. So Bollenboy keeping the Wildcats in this one to this point. Second free throw on the way is good as he bangs it in off the back iron. 11 for Bollenboy, and the Wildcats are back to within 6 at 23-17. Simmons up the right side around a Scott screen, down the lane, jump pass to the left corner, and Kozinski out high for Stewart. Stewart runs it, now kicks it left side for Simmons. Picked up defensively by Jawan Williams. Simmons on the drive, and as he turned the corner, got a foul either on Simmons or Cannon. See who they call it on. It's going to be on Simmons, or excuse me, on Williams, and that's his first. So that is the 6th team foul on Weber State. So it'll be a baseline inbound for Simmons. He'll kick it back out Stewart. Kozinski has it. He'll give it back to Stewart. He then hands to Simmons to set it up. Senglin out on him defensively. Senglin to the top of the arc. It's Simmons on Senglin. Behind the back dribble. Pulls up at the foul line. Kicks it right side. Rayson for 3, too strong. Rebound battled for. Won by Scott. He has it stripped away. Loose ball on the floor, and it's picked up by Jawan Williams for the Wildcats. McKay Cannon got a hand in there to knock it away. Now Cannon on the drive. Alley-oop for Bollenboy, and he slams it down with 2 hands. Joel Bollenboy on the receiving end of that alley-oop.
And a foul.
Yes. And so Bollenboy with a chance for the 3-point play.
It all started on the defensive end. McKay Cannon got the steal, came down, got the alley-oop there to Joel, who was having a monster game for the Wildcats.
Luke Meyer, the 6'11 sophomore, back in for Central Michigan, replacing Deron Scott, who picked up the foul. And so Bollenboy at the line to try to convert the 3-point play. Free throw is short, so it's still a 23-17 Central Michigan lead. Central Michigan just 2 out of its last 8 from the field. Left corner, Rayson drives the left base, throws it into the right corner. Open is Stewart for 3, and he rattles it home. Austin Stewart with his first 3 points, and it's back to a 9-point Central Michigan lead. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Cannon calling Williams out. Williams takes the pass, gives it off to Senglin. Senglin at the top of the arc, left side, Baker. Hands to Cannon. Left to right around a Bollenboy screen. Shoots the 3, short with a shot. And the Chippewas crash the glass with Luke Meyer coming up with a rebound. Simmons into the forecourt to the trailer Rayson. Rayson at the top of the arc, backs it off and sets it up. Rayson pulls up over Cannon for 3. That shot is short. Rebound tipped to control by Bollenboy. Ahead for Cannon. Senglin 1-on-3. Drives, pulls up, 8-footer, no good. It gets knocked to the floor, no whistle. Kaczynski the rebound for Central Michigan. Ahead for Simmons. Simmons to the trailer, Kaczynski for 3. Too strong, rebound, Meyer back up and in. Luke Meyer with his first 2, and now Central Michigan out to its biggest lead of 11 points, 28-17. Well, just when the Wildcats seem to be picking up momentum. Cannon, right sideline, and Senglin. Still have the under 4-minute timeout left to be whistled. Bollenboy left baseline spins, and they're going to call him for a walk. So turnover on the Wildcats. That'll be their 4th. Timeout on the floor with 3:32 remaining here in the first half. The score, Central Michigan 28, the Wildcats 17. You're listening to Weber State Basketball on 1430 KLO. Keno Davis, the head coach, calling the play. Keno very much into social media, has over 22,000 followers on Twitter. And we had a little problem with the clock, so the officials stopped the play. And the Wildcats with 17 points so far in the first half, and 13 of those belong to Joel Bollenboy. 2 each for Cody John, Dusty Baker, and Kendall Hill. So it'll be a midcourt inbound for Central Michigan. They'll reset the shot clock to 21, but that doesn't seem right. So the officials are going to talk it over a little bit more. I'm guessing it should be about 23-24, but we'll wait and see what they decide as the officials are trying to determine what's exactly. Now they've moved it to 25. Again, the clock in question is the shot clock. The game clock, 3:28 remaining. in the first half, and it looks like they are going to settle on 25 seconds on the shot clock. Wildcats have now gone 2 minutes, 43 seconds without scoring. So it's Simmons in the forecourt. Stewart against Williams. Comes around to the right side, bounce pass sideline to Rayson, picked up by Cannon. Rayson to the top of the arc. Now dribble drives to left of the lane, kicks in the left corner. Stewart on the drive. We got a whistle and a hand check. Got to be called on Jawan Williams. That'll be his second foul. And that is the 7th team foul on the Wildcats. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity now for Austin Stewart. First time he's been to the line in this game. Stewart coming into this game 3 for 4 from the stripe. Academic All-Mid-American Conference selection last year as Joel Bollenboy returns to the Wildcat lineup. Bollenboy already with his 4th consecutive double-double of the year. 11 points, 10 rebounds. Has 1 block shot as well. Free throw in and out. Bollenboy tips the rebound to himself. Make that 11 Karam collections for Joel. Now it's Cannon into the forecourt. Right sideline, Senglin. He's swinging around the perimeter to the left side, and Baker out top Cannon. Cannon drives into the foul line, and Bollenboy. Bollenboy bounces inside Braxton. Turn, jump hook off the glass. It's good. Zach Braxton with his first 2. And that is your Moy's Glass off the glass shot. Remember to visit Moy's Glass in Ogden for all your glass needs. Between the rings, it's Simmons. Wildcats down by 9, 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half of this game. Rayson, foul line extended right, gives to Simmons. Simmons between the rings against Senglin. Dribbles to the right side, can't penetrate against Cannon. Now pulls up for 3, no. Rebound, Bollenboy again with a rebound. Man amongst boys on the glass so far in this one. Baker, right corner, Senglin. Senglin will bring it back out top. Bollenboy fakes the 3, shuffled the feet as he started his drive, and for the 3rd time gets called for a travel. So he has 3 turnovers, all shuffling his feet at the start of the drive. So it'll be Chippewa ball in the backcourt. Central Michigan leading by 9 with 2:03 and counting left to play here in the first half. Right sideline, Rayson. Once again, the Chippewas playing catch on the perimeter. Meyer out top, hands to Stewart. Chippewas have done a good job of maintaining their lead despite the absence of Simons, who had been so big in the first half. He's the leading scorer with 10, but saddled with 3 fouls right now. Simmons out top with 5 to shoot, swings it right. Stewart open for 3, around and out. Senglin with a rebound. He'll push it up the middle of the floor, all the way down to the top of the arc, and he'll set it up. Braxton swings it left for Baker. Dusty holding, out top Senglin. Senglin pulls up, 16-footer straight on, short with a shot, rebound tip, out long to Simmons for Central Michigan. Flips it up the left side for Rayson. Rayson, around the horn it goes, between the circles and Simmons. 70 seconds for the half. Simmons inside to a wide open Meyer, dropped the pass, so he has to hook it back out. Simmons for 3, short with a shot. Meyer hustling for the rebound, but steps out of bounds. It'll belong to the Wildcats. And now Deron Scott will check back in for Central Michigan. And he'll replace Luke Meyer. And the Wildcats down by 9, 61 seconds left in the first half. And now it'll be Cannon bringing it up against Kozinski. Drives down the lane all the way to the basket, flips it up, good, and he's fouled. Collision underneath, but he was in the defender was in the protected area, so you can't have the offensive foul there. Foul is on Austin Stewart. That's his second. And so McKay Cannon will go to the line for a chance at the 3-point play, scoring for the first time tonight. 2 for 3 from the stripe this season, make it 3 of 4. So McKay Cannon with a 3-point play. And now the Wildcats are within 6 at 28-22. Simmons will walk it up into the front court. Maybe they'd hustle into the front court, get a shot away, and have a 2-for-1, but not the case as Simmons drives the left base, throws it out. Now Kozinski wide left, 3-pointer, short with a shot, offensive rebound. Stewart, pump fake, can't fire. Hook pass out front, nearly stolen by Cannon. Now they drive, kick it out to Stewart, left corner 3, that's short. Rebound tipped. Singleton had it, lost it, and it's over the end line, and we got a whistle and a foul over the back against, I believe, Rayshawn Simmons. That'll be his second, and the Wildcats will shoot free throws at the other end with 23 seconds left to play in the first half. 10 team fouls on Central Michigan, so Singleton will shoot 2. Jeremy, leading scorer on this Wildcat team for the season at 19.3 per game, looking for his first points of the night. Jeremy, 8 for 10 for the foul line this season. First free throw on the way, rattles home. So Jeremy finally gets into the books. One more coming for Singleton. Preseason, all Big Sky Conference selection. It's been pretty steady this year. 20 points in each of the first 2 games, 18 in the last game. And he has 2 in this one. And now Weber State back to within 4 at 28-24, thanks to a 7-0 run. Chippewas will play it for the last shot of the half. Simmons out near midcourt against Singleton. And the Chippewas will use it or lose it 30-second timeout to set up the final play of the first half. Wildcat basketball brought to you in part by Peterson Incorporated. At Peterson Incorporated, we strive for total customer satisfaction through continuous improvement of systems, processes, and products. The Wildcats with another, it always starts at the defensive end where they've done a good job. And again, Joel Bollenboy, a monster on the glass. He has 12 rebounds, 11 points here in the first half. Again, neither team shooting lights out. The Wildcats 32%, Central Michigan 31%. The big difference is three-point land. Central Michigan 6 for 20, the Wildcats 0 for 8. So the Chippewas will inbound left sideline of the front court. Play it in to Rayshawn Simmons. Simmons between the circles, 7 seconds. Left of the lane, 5 seconds. Drives the lane, gets by Bollenboy, reverses and lays it in at the buzzer. He made a nice little stutter step move, and that got Bollenboy's feet planted on the floor, and he was able to drive by to finish off the drive with the basket. He's got 5, and so at the intermission, it's the Central Michigan Chippewas 30 and the Weber State Wildcats 24. We'll be back with our halftime activities from Estero, Florida, right after this here on 1430 KLO. excuse me, to 6 for Central Michigan. Central Michigan, so far, a big plus for them. Second chance points, outscoring Weber State 14-6 as they have 8 offensive rebounds to the Wildcats 3. Individually for Weber State, Joel Bollenboy, a double-double already, 11 points, 12 rebounds. 2 points for Jeremy Senglin. Dusty Baker and Zach Braxton also with 2 points. Cody John and Kendall Hill. McKay Cannon has 3. Jawan Williams and Rashad Gittens have played and have not scored. For Central Michigan, John Simons leads with 10. Josh Kuzinski with 6. 5 for Rayshawn Simmons. 4 for Deron Scott. 3 for Austin Stewart. 2 for Luke Meyer. And here at the half, it's Central Michigan 30, Weber State 24. When we come back, a chat with Weber State University President Charles White. That's all ahead here on 1430 KLO.
Inventory reduction sale going on now at Westland Monday in August. 46 on, over 45 cars. Get ready for winter in the incredible Tucson or completely redesigned Santa Fe. Inventory equals selection. Westland will not be undersold. You will get the absolute lowest price guaranteed. It's the inventory reduction sale going on now at Westland Monday in August.
Construction's almost over, so come in for the best deals of the year.
You know what I love about RC Willie? They always make sure I get the best prices on everything I'm looking for.
RC Willie has the area's largest selection of furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. With our incredible selection, it's easy to find items that fit your style and budget. Plus, items are in stock for immediate delivery, so there's no delay. Remember, you can pay 0 down and no interest for 18 months. We're open till 9 p.m., so you can shop late. RC Willie.
It's me, your furnace. I know you don't think about me, but I work my burners off for you. And all I want in return is an expert precision tune-up. It can even save you up to 30% on energy
All right,
bills.
can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
How about me?
Season
Good.
Arlo Service Experts save $50 on a furnace precision tune-up. Regularly $119.
10
now
seconds.
only $69. For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS or visit
Stand by.
ArloServiceExperts.com.
Mike is hot.
And welcome back to Germain Arena in Estero, Florida. It's the first round of the Gulf Coast Showcase. Right now, the Wildcats trailing Central Michigan by a score of 30-24. And joining us courtside here in Florida is Chuck White, the president of Weber State University. And Chuck, first of all, thanks for joining us. And you're coming up on your third-year anniversary as president of the school. How fast has that time gone by?
It's been roaring by. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. Thanks, Steve.
To tell you what, it's been fun being a part of Weber State on a regular basis since mid-October. And, really this was the first time with all the different things I had to do, really get a chance to walk around campus. And I think it's a hit. To some people, I think it's a hidden jewel in the state of Utah.
Well, we're way up on a mountain. We're not hidden very well, but it's a beautiful campus, both in Ogden and in Davis, and we're just delighted to have it.
Is there any one thing in particular in your almost 3 years that stands out any more than any other as an achievement for the university that you're really proud of?
Our efforts to extend the opportunity of college to just about everybody in Ogden and Weber, Davis counties, making that opportunity available by keeping college affordable, building diversity. With the Dreamweaver program, it's a fantastic opportunity for many people to go to college who might not otherwise have the chance.
Tell us a little more about the program.
Dreamweaver
Arizona now early in the second half, leading San Diego Christian 39-24. Later on, Eastern Washington takes on the Seattle University team. And North Dakota earlier today in a tournament game about 30 miles north, actually 20 miles north of here in Fort Myers. North Dakota falls to Youngstown State by a score of 79-69. And taking a look at top 25 college basketball on the day. Number 4, Iowa State at home leads Chattanooga 66-47 midway through the second half. Halftime in Cincinnati, 23rd ranked Xavier leads Northern Kentucky 44-35. At the Maui Invitational, number 5 Kansas in the first half, leading Chaminade 32-18. In the CBE Hall of Fame Classic, they're just underway. Northwestern against number 9 North Carolina. Later on, 14th ranked Cal will host Sam Houston State. Earlier in Maui, number 19 Vanderbilt beat St. John's 92-55. Number 13 Indiana lost to Wake Forest 82-78. In the Legends Classic, Marquette upset number 22 LSU 81-80. And in East Lansing, number 3 Michigan State beat Eastern Michigan 89-65. We'll have the second half tip-off from Florida for you coming up next here on 1430 KLO.
Welcome. Come see us at Wheelwright Lumber. Go Wild.
Stand by. And Mike is hot.
Second half underway. Here's a lob inside. Braxton fouled from behind and fouled hard by Luke Meyer, who picks up the foul. That'll be his first and the first team foul. The Wildcats on the floor with their starting 5 of Bollenboy, Baker, Braxton, Senglin, and Cannon. And for the Chippewas, it's Rayson, Simmons, Stewart, Meyer, and Simons. Again, John Simons, who leads them in scoring with 10 points in the first half. Playing with 3 fouls as Zach Braxton hits the free throw. One more coming for Zach. 9 of 16 now from the foul line on the year. Make it 10 of 17. He's got 4. And now the Wildcats are back to within 4, 30-26.
The Wildcats are 12 of 14 from the free throw line tonight, too. Shooting the ball well from the line. Just have not made a three-pointer, 0 for 8 from beyond the arc.
Simons thought about the 3, didn't take it with Bollenboy right on top of him. Now it's Simmons out near midcourt, 10 to shoot. Senglin picks him up, dribbles to the left of the lane, kicks it back out to Meyer, open for 3, got it. Luke Meyer with 5 points. Doesn't take very many threes, but he's 3 of 5 on the season from beyond the arc, and it's back to a 7-point Central Michigan lead. Into the front court for the Wildcats, it's Cannon. McKay driving right of the lane, hooks it back out to Baker. Baker, bounce pass down low for Braxton. Braxton guarded by Simons. Kicks it around to the right corner. Cannon open for 3, won't go. Bollenboy the offensive rebound and the one-hand jam. Joel now with 15, and the Wildcats are within 5.
What a game Joel Bollenboy is having here. He is very impressive already with a double-double in the first half.
I think I just saw 3 NBA scouts drool.
At least there's 3. I think there's more than that. And they've all said how impressed they are with him.
Simmons cross court right side. Racing pulls up at the right elbow. His jumper rattles home. Braylon Racing with his first 2 points of the ball game. He came in averaging 19 and a half. 35-28 in favor of Central Michigan. Cannon will walk it over midcourt.
There's probably 5 or 6 scouts here
Sure.
just sitting over to our left that are watching Joel.
Top of the arc, Cannon drives into the paint, scoops it up wildly with the left hand, but he drew the foul. It'll be on Luke Meyer. And for Meyer, that will be his second, both coming in the second half.
McKay Cannon, the Wildcats, has 3 points here. Braxton has 4. Nobody else has more than 2 other than Van Ballenboy.
So McKay Cannon made his only free throw attempt of the first half. A little too strong with the first attempt there. He'll get one more. McKay Cannon, who out of Shelley, Idaho, was a high school teammate of Wildcat quarterback Chad Leckington. Second free throw rattles home, so McKay has 4 points, and it's back to a 6-point advantage for Central Michigan at 35-29 as we near 2 minutes having gone by in the second half. Simmons runs it right side, hook pass out top for Simons. Simons kicks it left side for Racing. Racing on the drive into the lane, throws up a runner, short, rebound, ripped down by McKay Cannon. He comes out of the pack with it, 4-on-2 if they hurry. Lob inside for Braxton off his left hand out of bounds. Great opportunity for the Wildcats, but it results in their 6th turnover. Simmons will walk it up. Wildcats down 6 at the intermission, still down by 6, and now they're going to call Senglin on a hand check against Simmons, and for Senglin, that's his second, and that is the first team foul. The Wildcats here in the second half.
Yeah, tough night for Jeremy, 0 for 4 from the field so far.
Simmons to lob it in play to Meyer. Luke Meyer at the right elbow will underhand it out near midcourt to Rayshawn Simmons, who sets it up. Simmons to the left side, hooks it back out top to Meyer. Meyer drives on Braxton. We got a whistle. They're going to call Braxton for an arm bar. That'll be his second, and that's the second team foul on the Wildcats. So it'll be a left baseline inbounds for Central Michigan. Simmons to trigger. Motion begins, he looks, and we got an offensive foul on Austin Stewart as he pushed McKay Cannon out of the way to go after the ball, and for Stewart, that's his third.
So we're getting foul trouble on both sides here.
So Stewart will sit down, and Josh Kuzinski, 3 team fouls on Central Michigan, 2 on the Wildcats. We could see a lot of free throws here in the second half. So Cannon sets it up between the circles, trying to cut into the 6-point deficit. Out top, Baker gives it to Senglin on the left wing. Senglin lobs down low left for Braxton. Zach Braxton against Simons. Simons trying to stay away from that 4th foul does. They kick it out to Senglin, and Jeremy knocks down the 3. He's got 5.
That's what he needed to get going. First field goal of the night for Jeremy. Had a good look. Nice shot. Cuts the lead to 3.
35-32. Here's a pass knocked away and stolen by Baker. Behind the back dribble. Races into the front court. Kicks into the right corner. Senglin for 3 in the tie. Yes! Jeremy Senglin knocks it down. He's got 8. And we're even at 35.
He's the kind of player that can score quickly. Back-to-back threes there for Senglin. And the Wildcat bench getting excited, and as they should. Nice way to start the second half here for the Cats, and a nice 7-0 run.
Timeout, Central Michigan. 16:34 remaining here in the second half. It's the Wildcats 35, Central Michigan 35, here on 1430 KLO.
You like to be
deficit. Wildcat basketball brought to you by John Watson. Love your Chevy. Love your dealership. John Watson Chevrolet, 3535 Wall Avenue, Ogden. Or visit johnwatsonchevrolet.com.
And Steve, the Wildcats have been 0 for 9 from three-point land before Jeremy knocked down back-to-back threes here to tie the game up at 35.
So it'll be Central Michigan to inbound at midcourt. Senglin with a little pressure, but Rayson flips it into the backcourt for Rayshawn Simmons. Simmons runs to the top of the circle, swings it left side for Simons. Now back to Simmons between the rings, 10 to shoot. Simmons to the foul line, hook pass behind him to Meyer, open for three, around and out. Rebound, Bollenboy had it, lost it, but it's off the hand of Simons over the end line. And now the Wildcats have a chance to take the lead for the first time since they were ahead 7-5. And that was with 4 minutes gone by in the basketball game. So Baker will bring it up. Baker into the forecourt, gives it up to Cannon. Cannon walks it to the left side, now kicks it back right for Senglin. Jeremy to the right wing, Baker fakes the three, drives into the lane, stops, spins, looking for help, leans in now on a turnaround, bank shot no good, gets his own rebound. He'll throw it back underneath to Braxton, who lays it in. Great look by Baker inside to Braxton. Zach now with 6 of the Wildcats, lead by 2. Simons open for three, around and out from the left side. Senglin the rebound. Back come the Wildcats. Jeremy's doing it all. Jeremy to the top of the arc, kicks to the right side and Cannon. McKay back to Senglin between the rings. Swings it left for Baker. Baker will walk it back between the circles, picks up the dribble, looking for help, drops it off to Senglin. 12 to shoot. Braxton out to set the screen. Senglin for three. Yes! Jeremy Senglin with his third tray, and the Wildcats lead by 5.
Wow, how about that comeback here? And the Cats really on a run. That's a 12-0 run.
And again, Jeremy Senglin providing 9 of those points with shots from beyond the arc. We have a whistle and a foul off the basketball. It's going to be on Joel Bollenboy. That'll be his first. And that is the third team foul on Weber State. Timeout on the floor. 15:02 remaining here in the second half. It's the Wildcats 40, Central Michigan 35 here on 1430 KLO.
Utah is our home.
Finally taking this game over for the Wildcats.
Bollenboy, 17 points now and 13 rebounds. Free throw is short, and the rebound corralled by Simons. So it's a 3-point Weber State lead, 42-39. Stewart, high right against Baker, throws it back between the circles, and Simmons. 13:20 on a turning clock left to play. Simmons drives his pass into the right corner for Kuzinski, but Baker anticipates it and knocks it out of bounds. So it'll be Central Michigan to inbound from the right corner. 13 on the shot clock. Simmons looking, will play it into Kuzinski. Back to Simmons in the corner. Simmons will bring it out to the wing against Cannon. Now drive right to left, kick it out to Kuzinski for three. In and out. Rebound, Scott underneath for Stewart. Drives, fakes, no foul. Scott, and now we got a whistle and a tie-up. And on alternating possession, it'll be Central Michigan ball. Chippewa bench, Keno Davis, the head coach, wanting a foul inside.
Yeah, they were very upset that there was no foul call there on the rebound, but they'll get the ball back nonetheless.
So it'll be right baseline inbound for Simmons. Bounces it in play to Simons, drives the right base. They're going to call Hill for the hand check, and for Hill, that'll be his second.
And now they get the foul they wanted. Wildcats have made 6 of their last 8. The Chippewas have missed 6 of their last 8 shots, as Weber State is shooting 67% here in the second half.
So just the 6th team foul of the Wildcats, so it'll be another front court inbound on the baseline for Simmons. Simmons looking, he'll throw it out near midcourt where Kuzinski comes up with it. Hooks it to the right side, and Simmons. Simmons drives the lane all the way to the basket over Bollenboy. He flips it into the air, and it's slammed down on the alley-oop by Deron Scott. He's got 8, and Central Michigan's back to within 1. Baker will walk it up. Now push the pedal. Kicks it right side, Senglin. Senglin on the drive. All the way to the hoop, lays it in. Nifty move by Jeremy to get free. He's got 13-11 here in the second half.
Went in there uncontested for the layup as well. Nice move.
Senglin getting the Wildcats back up by 3. Stewart, high right against Baker. Throws it left side, and we got a whistle and a foul. Off the ball as Simmons was setting the screen. And it was Kendall Hill running him over, and for Kendall, that's his 3rd. Juwan Williams back in for Weber State. Cody John is in as well. Senglin, Hill. Actually, just Hill and Cannon going out. Senglin going to the bench for some instruction as Simmons makes the free throw, so he'll get 1 more. For Simmons, he's now 18 of 25 from the foul line. On the season, 72%.
Joe Bollenboy's played all but about 2 or 3 minutes here today, and Senglin's played almost the same.
Simmons' second one on the way is good. He's got 7 points, and once again, the Wildcat lead is down to 1. 44-43. Senglin hands to Baker. Baker, right elbow, pull-up jumper on the way. Yes, Dusty Baker. Boy, there's a kid that I'd like to see shoot a little bit more than he does.
First field goal today, nice looking stroke.
Long 3 from Simons won't go. Rebound battled for, loose on the floor. Scott comes up with it and a foul on Baker, who wants the jump ball, but instead it's a foul on Baker. That's his first. Timeout on the floor with 11:53 left to play in the second half. It's the Wildcats 46, Central Michigan 43 on 1430 KLO.
Introducing CardGuard, a revolutionary mobile app that puts you in control of how your America First credit, debit, and ATM cards are used. You can set spending limits based on location
getting acclimated to things, but really has a nice looking shot for sure. And he's a guy that will take some shots and make some shots for the Cats.
So Teron Scott at the foul line, bangs it off the glass, no good, but Simmons is there for the rebound as that one caromed over Bollenboy. So another chance for the Chippewas to cut into the 3-point Weber State lead. Simmons, top of the arc, shakes and bakes, three-pointer on the way. Rebound, Jawan Williams for the Wildcats. Gives it up to Cody John. Chest pass up the left side for Baker. Bounce pass down low for Bollenboy on the left block. Bollenboy left to right across the lane. Push shot up, rimming good. No, they're going to say Jawan Williams with a basket interference.
The coaches are saying he didn't touch it. And the officials saying he did touch it, which means he touched it when it was, they thought it was not over above the cylinder, but
well, that
no
was a tough
avail.
one.
Yeah.
So now Simmons has it left of the lane, cross court right side. Kozinski open for three in the tie, short with a shot. Rebound tipped out long and belongs to the Wildcats.
Yeah, tough one there for Joel, but boy, he's played well. 15 points, 13 rebounds.
Not a bad night.
Not a bad night.
And there's still 11 minutes left in this one. Baker out top. Swings it to John. Now he'll hand it off to Senglin. Jeremy left side for Baker. Baker out between the circles. With it is Cody John. John in the lane. Jump pass to the left corner and Senglin. Pass tip. It still gets to Jeremy. Dribbles through traffic. Turns to the foul line. Jumper. Nobody drew the foul as he was clobbered and knocked to the deck. The foul, I believe, will be on Simmons. That'll be his third. Sixth team foul on the Chippewas, and so Senglin to the line to shoot two. Jeremy Senglin with 11 of his 13 points here in the second half. So 2 free throws coming for Jeremy. First one on the way is good. He's got 14 points.
Should mention, by the way, that Joel Bollenboy has moved into second, almost moved into second. He's really close to Jimmy Watts for second on all-time rebounds.
Second one on the way, and Senglin pushes it through. 15 for Jeremy, and now it's back to a 5-point Wildcat advantage at 48-43. Simmons to the top of the arc, kicks it left side for Rayson. Rayson bounces as the Wildcat fans over on the far side chanting defense. Simmons on the drive, gets by Senglin, kicks it left corner. 3-ball on the way is good for John Simons, who had 10 points in the first half. Those are his first 3 here in the second half, bringing the Chips back to within 2. Senglin between the rings against Stewart. Gives it up to Cody John. John one dribble, throws it right wing. Baker for 3. Short, rebound, battle for. Bollenboy had it, lost it. Saved by Williams for the Wildcats. Leans in and an offensive foul. Going to be called on Williams, who's arguing that the defender was inside the restricted area. But the foul will be on Jawan. That'll be his third. Rayshawn Simmons to walk it up as we hit the midway point of the second half. Zach Braxton will check back in at the next opportunity. Simmons driving left of the lane, leaves it behind for Simons. They're going to call the reach in on Jawan Williams, and that's his fourth.
Yeah, tough night here for Jawan Williams, just his second career game, and gets a couple quick fouls just now here, and he'll have to come out with 4.
So Simons with a chance to tie it up with a pair of free throws as the Wildcats already at 10 team fouls. Simons misses the first. Jeff Smith, one of the assistants for Central Michigan, hobbling after meniscus surgery. Jeff was an assistant for Jim Boylan at the University of Utah. He and his family are here enjoying the week. Simons' free throw is good on the second try. He's got 14, and that brings the Chippewas to within 1 at 48-47. Senglin on the trot into the front court. 4 straight points for Central Michigan. Now it's John between the rings. Fires it to Baker on the right wing. He'll bring it back out to John. Swings it left for Senglin. Out top, John. Jump past Baker. Fakes the 3. Steps inside the arc. Drops it inside. Bollenboy rips it down with the right hand. Boy, glad no one was in the way of that. He's got 17, and it's a 3-point Wildcat lead. Simmons, left corner. Simons drives on Bollenboy, kicks it back out to Simmons. Simmons to the foul line. Left side, Simons for three. Got it. John Simons with his second tray, and we're all tied at 50.
That's the 9th three-pointer of the game for the Chippewas. Wildcats have just 3.
9 minutes remaining. John drives to the lane. We got a whistle and a bump. It's going to be on Braylon Rayson. That's his second. Jawan Williams will go to the line now for the 1-and-1. Well, as we said, already double bonus for Central Michigan, and now the Wildcats are in the bonus. Going to see a lot of free throws in the last 8 minutes and 53 seconds of this game.
Joel Bollenboy is going to take a short breather, I'm sure. Kendall Hill comes in. I'm sure it will be short for Joel. Give him a little minute here right now, plus the timeout that's to come, and get him right back in there.
It's Cody John at the line, not Williams, excuse me. For Cody, this will be his first trip to the line this year. Makes the free throw, he'll get one more. Freshman out of Toronto by way of Wasatch Academy. Rashad Gittins at the scorer's table as well as John knocks down both free throws. Baker will go to the bench for a breather. Weber State by 2, 52-50. And now it's Simmons walking it up for Central Michigan. He'll be met by Senglin between the rings. Comes to the right side of the dribble. Now drives, pulls up, throws it out top. Simons thought about the three, couldn't take it. Now Simmons on the drive to the left elbow. Stops, comes back into the lane. Hook pass inside. Layup try by Meyer is short. Rebound Simmons back up and in. Rayshawn Simmons now with 9, and we're tied at 52. This is our 5th tie of the game. 8:20 and counting left to play in regulation. Cody John inside the arc, out top Hill. Flips it low right for Braxton, back out to John to Senglin. Senglin left side, kicks it back out. Open three, Kendall Hill won't fall. And it's a rebound for Luke Meyer, and now Central Michigan has a chance to regain the advantage. Simmons almost walked, throws it to the right side, and Rayson. Simmons between the circles against Senglin. Comes around to the left side, back out top. Simons fakes the three, throws it left side. Simmons. Simmons skip pass to the right corner. Here's Kaczynski for three in the lead. He makes it. Josh Kaczynski, that's his 3rd tray. And now Central Michigan leads at 55-52.
And that's their first lead since 35-32 when the Wildcats went on that long run.
Right corner, Gittins lobs it inside, low right for Braxton. Braxton skip pass out wide left for Senglin. Senglin in the lane, all the way to the basket, lays it up, no. Rebound tipped and controlled by Rayson for Central Michigan. Ahead for Simmons. Simmons to Kaczynski. Now Rayson has it, and he'll set it up. Hands to Simmons. McKay Cannon will check in at the next opportunity. Simmons driving left of the lane, triple team, kicks it back out. Simons for three. This one doesn't go. Tipped out long and tracked down by Hill for the Wildcats. Ahead for Senglin. Senglin to the foul line, has it poked away, ball loose on the floor. Diving forward is Simons to Rayson, ahead to Simmons, who never got back and laid it in. Rayshawn Simmons able to cash in, even though he wasn't able to get back defensively. He has 11 points, 6 here in this half, and now Central Michigan leads by 5.
And it's a 7-0 run now for the Chippewas.
One of those cases where the loose ball on the floor, and Simons got there first. John, foul line jumper on the way, rattles no, rebound Hill, can't get it. Now he's fouled on the way up, and if that's Simons, that's his 4th. It is, and so 2 free throws will be coming when we come back for the Wildcats. 6:19 remaining in regulation. A 7-0 Central Michigan lead has given the Chippewas a 57-52 advantage over Weber State here on 1430 KLO.
Rebate, rebate, rebate.
5 tickets, 5 hot dogs, and 5 soft drinks for only $50. And as always, Weber State students are free with their wild card, plus 4 guests free. That's Weber State versus Pacific Union on Tuesday, December 1st at 7 p.m. Kendall Hill at the line, misses the first. He'll get one more. That's only his second miss in 11 tries this year at the line. Second free throw is good. That snaps the 7-0 run. Kendall Hill with 3, and the Wildcats are back to within 3 at 57-54. Need to stop this time down. Into the front court, it's racing along the right sideline. Bounce past between the circles. With it is Simmons.
Wildcats into zone defense now as well, and Ball and Boy is back in there.
Simmons looking, lobs it to the left corner. And Simons back to Simmons at the top of the arc. Returns it to Simons. 4 to shoot. Puts it up. No. Rebound ripped down by Ballenboy. That is his 14th board of the night. Cannon out to Ballenboy. He'll shoot the 3 for the tie. No. Rebound battle for Simons. Has it for the Chippewas. So once again, walking it up the right side is Simmons. Simmons drives to the top of the arc. Kicks it left for Rayson. Rayson will back it out. Rayson, right side, Simons. Out to Simmons now. Simmons driving the lane, throws it into the right corner. Here's Kuzinski for 3. No. Simons tips the rebound. Had it, lost it, picked up by Gittins. Richard up the left side. Into the middle of the floor. Comes over to the right side. Now back out top to Ballenboy. Swings it left for Cody John. John holding, lobbing down low left for Braxton. Back out to Cannon. Cannon drives into the lane, throws it up high for Ballenboy. Reverse jam right to left under the basket. Joel now with 19, and the Wildcats are back to within 1.
He's 7 of 11 from the field, and many of those have been dunks. Very high percentage shooting for Joel. What a game.
4:40 and counting left to play in regulation. Jeremy Singleton will check back in at the next opportunity, as will Dusty Baker. And it looks like the Chippewas are going to call a 30-second timeout here. So 30-second timeout gives us an opportunity to remind you that Wildcat basketball is brought to you in part by Katrubis Automotive. The Katrubis Automotive team is making friends one satisfied client at a time. With over 40 years of experience in Ogden and Layton, we love what we do, and we believe it shows. Katrubis, a proud sponsor of Weber State Athletics. And don't forget, the Wildcat men's and women's track and field teams will host the inaugural Weber State Indoor Invitational on Friday and Saturday, December 4th and 5th at the Weber County Fairgrounds and the Stromberg Complex Indoor Track. On Friday, December 4th, the throws competition will be contested at the Weber County Fairgrounds. And on Saturday, December 5th, the running events and pole vault competition will begin at 9 a.m. at the Stromberg Complex Indoor Track. That's the Weber State Indoor Track Invitational, December 4th and 5th at the Weber County Fairgrounds and the Stromberg Complex Indoor Track.
Congratulations, by the way, also to the Wildcat cross-country team, finishing 22nd at the NCAA Championships last week. The women's cross-country team, great season for them.
3 to shoot. Racing a long 3 from the right angle around and out. Braxton rips down the rebound for the Wildcats. Back comes Cannon up the left side. Senglin. Jeremy pulls up foul line extended. Hands between the circles to Braxton. Now right side. Cannon bounces down low for Ballenboy. Squares up, drives on Meyer. Underneath, bounces it out to Cannon. Still 15 to shoot. Senglin holding. Now right sideline on the drive is Baker all the way to the basket. Has his shot blocked from behind by Kuzinski. Wildcats wanting a foul, none forthcoming. Randy Ray not happy with that one at all. Ray-Sean Simmons out between the circles and Meyer. Left side Simons thought about the 3, but Ballenboy was there defensively, so he holds on to it. Driving the lane is Simmons, kicks it right side. Meyer for 3, no. Ballenboy with another carom collection. Lobs it ahead for Senglin. Senglin into the front court. Waits for some help as it was only a 3-on-4 break. Senglin drives the lane all the way to the hoop, lays it in with the left hand. Change of speeds there. Jeremy with a quick burst. He's got 17, and the Wildcats lead by 1.
And the Chippewas have gone about 3 minutes without scoring, and Ballenboy and Senglin leading the way for the Wildcats.
Simmons, top of the arc against Jeremy. 3:05 left to go. Simmons to the left side. Simons back out top to Simmons. Simmons drives right of the lane, all the way to the basket, lays it up too hard. Rebound, tip won't fall, and now it's finally corralled by Dusty Baker, who gets tripped from behind. It'll be on Rayshawn Simmons, and that's his fourth, as we have the under 4-minute timeout on the floor. 2:52 remaining in regulation. The Wildcats 58, Central Michigan 57 here on 1430 KLO.
Half.
This game has seen 6 ties and 4 lead changes. Just a reminder, Wildcat basketball brought to you by Hampton Superior Cleaners. Hampton Superior has been your family's dry cleaner of choice for over 98 years. Just give us a call and go Wildcats. Again, this is a Central Michigan team picked to win the Mid-American Conference.
Yeah, regular season champions last year in the MAC. Had a great year.
You were playing photographer, Paul, a little while ago in the first half when I mentioned that Keno Davis, the head coach at Central Michigan, is a big social media guy. He has over 22,000 followers on Twitter.
Wow. 22,000 more than Coach Randy Ray has.
I was about to say that it's not something I see Randy jumping into anytime soon.
Maybe someday. You never know.
Some coaches do, some don't.
Yep.
So here come the Wildcats with a ball in a tie game at 60. Between the circles, Baker, 9 to shoot. Left side, Cannon. We got a whistle and a foul off the ball. I believe it's on Deron Scott. That's his third. And so free throws coming for the Wildcats. A chance to break the tie and regain the lead for Jeremy Senglin. Double bonus. Senglin 4 for 4 from the stripe so far in this one. First free throw on the way is short. One more coming for Jeremy. Substitution now as Austin Stewart comes in and Deron Scott leaves for Central Michigan. Scott's given this Central Michigan team a big lift with some weak side rebounds for slams. Senglin's second free throw is good, and that gives the Wildcats a 1-point lead. Senglin now with 18. 16 of those here in the second half. 61-60 Weber State. 70 seconds left. Simmons between the circles. Drives to the foul line. Stop as he cut off by Bollenboy. Now Simmons again on the drive to the foul line. Throws it right. Kuzinski open for three. In and out. Rebound. Braxton rips it down for the Wildcats. Big board that time for Zach. Now Senglin will walk it up. 45 seconds and counting. Senglin with the dribble.
Cats are going to use as much shot clock here as they can. Shot clock to 10.
Senglin left to right around a Braxton screen, driving right of the lane all the way to the basket, lays it up short, got knocked to the floor, no whistle. Back come the Chippewas the other way. Simmons into the front court. Simmons on the drive. Out to Rayson. Rayson has it poked away, gets it back out to Simons. Simons for three, short as he had to reload. Rebound out of bounds. Touch last for the Wildcats as Dusty Baker goes down hard with 19 seconds left.
Yeah, Dusty's still on the ground holding his. Well, he's getting up now. Hopefully he's okay.
Got knocked down by.
Looks like a guy hit in the face. Teammates. Maybe his nose. I think he's holding his nose.
Dusty trying to shake it off. So the Chippewas will get it on the right base. 19 seconds to go. No shot clock. It's turned off.
They have one timeout. Cats have two. They're not going to take one right now, though.
Rashawn Simmons to inbound. Simmons looking. He'll lob it out long to Simons. He'll wait for Simmons to come get it. 15 seconds left. Simmons driving right of the lane all the way to the basket. Kicks it out to the corner. He traveled. Tried to come to his stop and then kick it to the corner, but his feet kept moving. And there are 11 seconds remaining.
So, Cats up by 1, 11 seconds. Got to inbound the ball here and then knock down some free throws. They're going to take a timeout, I think, to talk it over.
Wildcats will call a timeout to set things up for this inbounds play. Wildcat basketball brought to you by Les Olson Company, your one-stop stop for business technology. Everything we sell is backed by our veteran team of experts who are dedicated to providing excellent service and support, making your business more efficient. And the Wildcats turning it on here in the second half, Paul. In the second half, they are shooting 50% from the field, 37.5% from the three-point line.
Yeah, they're 3 of 16 from the game for three, but all three of those came in the second half as they started out 0 for 9 until Senglin early in that half kind of got things going with about 3 threes in a row. It's been a Senglin and a Bollenboy show here today for the Cats. Obviously, you got to make your free throws. Cats are 81% tonight from the line. Got to inbound the ball, that's the first thing, and then knock down a couple of free throws. But the Chippewas are still going to have a chance, you'd think, to at least maybe tie the game.
And obviously, they would like to inbound it to one of their better free throw shooters. Dusty Baker, Jeremy Senglin would be really the top 2 free throw shooters on the team that will be on the floor.
McKay Cannon, good shooter in there as well. So, in fact, Kendall Hill comes in replacing Zach Braxton as well.
And Kendall Hill is 10 for 12 from the line so far this year.
Cannon will inbound the ball.
And they're going to have Scott guard him off the inbound, about a 9-inch height advantage. Again, Cannon can't run the baseline either. And he'll get it inbounds to Baker, who gets run over from behind by Kuzinski, who picks up his third. So it's Dusty Baker going to the line to shoot 2. Try to extend this 1-point lead. 10 seconds now remain here in the ball game.
Well, obviously the free throws are important here, but again, you're going to have to play some defense regardless of what happens, because the Chippewas are going to have a chance.
So Baker, again, the Wildcats playing off the lane to avoid any fouls on a rebound. So the first free throw by Baker is short. Of course, there wasn't going to be a rebound anyway. It's a 1-and-1, and now they're going to give Baker a couple of handshakes and try to get him going. In the meantime, substitutions as Simmons and Simons come back in for the Chips. So one more for Dusty Baker. Pounds it to the floor, pushes it up, and that one is short and off to the right. Now with just a regular field goal could win it for the Chippewas. Simmons on the drive, all the way to the basket, lays it up too hard. Rebound, it's Dusty Baker getting it, and he gets fouled with 2 seconds to go.
Wow.
What a break. Simmons had a drive to the basket, had his layup roll off the iron, and Baker was there to grab the foul. And so, or grab the rebound rather, then get fouled with 2 seconds to go. So Dusty, who uncharacteristically missed a couple of free throws a moment ago, will be back at the line to shoot 2. That foul, by the way, is on Josh Kuzinski, and that's his 5th.
Huge break there. That layup looked pretty good. He had some room, but just missed it. Kendall Hill tried to grab it. Fell right to Baker.
Don't know if it'll come down to this, Paul, but this arena does not have tenths of a second on their clocks.
I was thinking the exact same thing here just now.
Baker makes the free throw. He's got 7, and the Wildcats lead by 2.
Now here's a situation where you obviously do not want to foul. Just play solid, especially if you make the free throw, play solid defense. They got 2 seconds. They got to go length of the floor.
Baker's second free throw is good. He hits them both. It's a 3-point lead. And now Central Michigan will set up their inbounds play. They have to go the length of the floor, as Paul mentioned, and hit a 3 to tie it. The Wildcats, with Dusty Baker's 2 free throws, now lead it by a score of 63 to 60. Wildcat basketball brought to you by Marriott Courtyard. The Courtyard by Marriott in Ogden is only a quick drive from Hill Air Force Base, Weber State University, the Solomon Center, Ogden Nature Center, and the Ogden Utah Temple. Stay with us.
Wow, what a huge break that was there for the Cats. They missed the free throws. The layup is missed, and they get the ball back, and they make 2. So, Dusty, pretty rare you get a chance to kind of redeem yourself like that, and he did it. And now, if you can just stop him here for 2 seconds,
Wildcats, 2 seconds away from a matchup against Ray Giacoletti and the Drake Bulldogs tomorrow.
Of course, Giacoletti was the head coach of Utah, where Randy Ray was an assistant, so those two are very good friends.
Of course, Giacoletti taking over the job after being an assistant for Mark Few up at Gonzaga.
Yeah, Drake's a very good basketball program as well out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Here's a situation where they're going to inbound on their at the far end. They're probably going to look to catch it maybe at midcourt, take one dribble and try to knock a 3 down. So you don't need to, obviously you don't want to foul, but you also don't want to give up an easy look at a 3-pointer as well. So you got to be careful here. But Ballenboy's going to try to guard the inbounder.
The inbounder is Rayshawn Simmons. Everybody else stacked up around midcourt. Simmons running the base, looking, throws it up to Simons. Simons from midcourt just heaves it short, and the Wildcats win it. Weber State with a great second half effort, able to come back and win it by a final score of 63 to 60. And so that means they'll be into the semifinals against Drake tomorrow. That game will tip off at approximately 6:30 Mountain Time. So the Wildcats with a little bit of a run late in the first half to get the game back to within 6. And then a big 12-0 run in the middle of the second half, putting Wildcats out in front, and then it was back and forth down the stretch, with the Wildcats able to hold on and win it. Jeremy Senglin and Randy Ray walking off the floor arm in arm after the Wildcats come away with the victory. Handshakes and high fives all around with the final score. The Weber State Wildcats 63 and the Central Michigan Chippewas 60. We'll be back with our post-game coverage from Estero, Florida, right after this here on 1430 KLO.
At John Watson Chevrolet,